Good morning, I'm meteorologist Alex Forbes. We're coming on the air with a severe thunderstorm warning in Bibb County, Peach County, and Houston County until 4:15. You are hearing a lot of thunder outside, and the reason for coming on is, not a tornado warning, but we want to let you know what's going on because we do have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect for South Bibb, most of Peach County, on into Houston County and Twiggs County, and this is going to run here for the next 45 minutes or so. But the lightning in this, there's just a ton of it out there, and we're looking at that moving across Interstate 75 right now. So this severe thunderstorm warning going to go for the next little while, but also want to point out that the storm continues to the north of it. So downtown Macon technically not included in this, but it does extend back up into Twiggs County, also down to the south towards Marshallville. Looking at the storms continuing down there. Joining me now, meteorologist Alex Pry. We've been tag teaming for the last little bit. Alex Pry working last night, me working this morning. And Alex, you've got to look at what's going on outside right now.
Yes, I do, Alex. So as you can see, Macon Skycam, yes, that is a lot of lightning. It's happening every couple seconds here. And this is facing towards the south right now from Atria and Navicent here in downtown Macon. So a whole lot of lightning. And that has really been the most substantial impact we have seen with this so far. But obviously embedded in these severe thunderstorms, we do have damaging wind gusts. We have heavy downpours, but the lightning is really taking form. And thunder, obviously, I know a lot of you are asleep. It is 3:30 in the morning, so that thunder will be waking you up. So we are going to continue to keep you updated with what this system really is. And it has been a large scale system across the whole eastern portion of the United States with this. And as you can see, stretching all the way from areas like Eatonton and Sparta in our northeastern counties, all the way down to our western counties, such as Taylor County, down to Macon County. And then we are continuing to keep an eye on all of this further down to the southwest, getting to the state line of Alabama. As you can see, more severe thunderstorm warnings that are stretching into the southeast corridor of Alabama into southwest Georgia. And I will tell you why that is important, because we're going to pull up the dew points map to show you how humid it is out there. We're talking 70-degree dew points down over there to our west and southwest around the state line of Alabama. So that is what these storms are running into. When you get this cold front, it has a lot of lift ahead of it. And what is it lifting? It's lifting all that surface moisture and all that surface heating that did create energy earlier on today with the breaks in the cloud cover. So that's why you're seeing the intensification of this line of storms in terms of lightning. You can barely even see the line of storms with how much lightning is embedded within this right there. So I'll toss it back to you real quick, Alex.
Yeah, and timing this out, it is a quick mover across central Georgia. So this is the latest timeline. In terms of the heaviest part of the storm, right, this is going to be not necessarily when the rain begins, but when the lightning really begins to pick up, the direct strikes over you and so forth. So Warner Robins about 347, Bon Air about 355, over towards Irwinton 404, Danville 414, Nicholsville 420, and Harrison 434. So a quick mover crossing Interstate 75 right now. Obviously, we're hearing it here in downtown Macon. You're going to be hearing it in Warner Robins in the next little bit. Same with Kathleen, Bon Air, Byron, Fort Valley, probably over you at the moment, and then moving into Twiggs County. So Jeffersonville, right about there. Also going to be moving into the Dry Branch area in the next little while. But the good news is, we were talking about it earlier, that we're not seeing any clear sign of a rotation signature, right, within this line of storms coming through at the moment, which would be good news, because once we get this line through here, or it gets this line through your specific location, that would be the end of your tornado threat for the time being. Now, that's not to say it's the end of the threat for the entire region, right? It's still going to continue elsewhere, but that would be the all clear, at least once the heaviest stuff moves over your location. So let's continue to keep an eye on this. Looks like we're getting a new special weather statement.
It's to the north of this polygon, it looks to be. So
okay.
Baldwin, Bibb, Hancock, Jones.
Right. So that's what we're talking about, is new special weather statement that they are issuing for this part of the line here, and that is going to be for winds. Actually, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes parts of Hancock County, it looks like.
Yes.
Let's go up to the north. Okay, so here's this new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be, so the edge of the 13 WMAZ area is right here, and it clips that just like that. But we're watching this, and Alex, I'm picking up on a little notch right there near Lake Oconee.
All right.
And they did put a tornado possible on this tag here. So we're going to watch this closely. Let's see if we can see what they're seeing here. Looks like the radar is, it's right on the edge of the range, and that's what it is. Yeah, so the good news is we are not seeing any, a ton of clear indication of that. But what the National Weather Service did is they issued this severe thunderstorm warning, right? That clips parts of Hancock County, and they're watching a little area of rotation there near Lake Oconee. But for the time being, we're going to focus on what's going on down here. Very loud in Macon right now. Very loud here at 13 WMAZ, Peach County. You can barely see Peach County, right? It's covered up in the lightning. That's going on there in Fort Valley. And what's going to happen here in the next little bit is that this chunk of lightning is going to be moving into Warner Robins. Already beginning to see that now into parts of Twiggs County, and then Wilkinson County already included within this over the next little while. Important to note, through the overnight hours, we have seen a tornado in Rockdale County. That's to our north. We've also seen several tornadoes back across the Alabama state line. So that's kind of the environment we're in right now. And I do want to pop up here this tornado watch map, because what's we've got in place is a tornado watch for most of the area until 8 a.m. Some other counties are going to go just until 4 a.m. Be curious to see if they alter that here before 4 at any point. But we did have Spalding County, Pike, Lamar, Upson County included in this, and they've already begun trimming this back, right? So we still have this tornado watch continuing for Taylor, Crawford, Monroe, Jasper, and for the rest of central Georgia until 8 a.m. Now, just off the top of my head, I think we're going to be dealing with storms until at least 7 a.m.
Just got a note from Steve Nelson, National Weather Service. Tornado warning coming out for Peach County, just east of Powersville. All
right, so we've got a tornado warning coming for Peach and Houston County. So if you are in Fort Valley and Warner Robins, your tornado sirens are about to begin to go off. We are going to see this switch to a tornado warning in just a moment. This is going to be right near Interstate 75 and Buc-ee's, it looks like. So there is your tornado warning now for Warner Robins. Houston, Lawrence, Twiggs, and Wilkinson. And this is going to go until 4:30 this morning. All right. So if you are in Warner Robins, if you are in Centerville, if you are at the base, if you are down near Bon Air, it is time to go to your tornado safe place right now. Not 5 minutes from now. It is time to go to the lowest level, most interior room away from doors and windows. For a lot of people, that's a basement, a bathroom on the first floor. But the key is to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible here over the next little bit. So let's get to the velocity here. And this is, wow, okay, so this is going to be just north of Russell Parkway. This is going to be at the Watson Boulevard exit right here. This is 247, right? So this rotation is going to be right in this area. So 247 and 75 is where it is right now. Here is Highway 41, right? That is the county line for a part of the area, but then it goes north into Houston County. If you are near Galleria, near Watson Boulevard, near Centerville, I need you in your tornado safe place right now, because this rotation is happening. It's tightened up in the moment. The good news is we're not seeing a correlation coefficient drop out just yet, so we're not looking at anything that looks like it has touched down just yet, but the velocity certainly has picked up, and that is what's prompted this tornado warning now for Peach County and Houston County. So if you are in Centerville, I need you in your tornado safe place right now. If you're near the Galleria, if you are up and down US 41 here from, say, even the Bibb County line all the way down to Perry, is now the time to head to your tornado safe place. Let's see if we can get some more streets in here. This is going to be Madison Place Parkway, Gunn Road, Eagle Springs Drive, Willie Lee Parkway, Thomaston Road, and here's Houston Lake Boulevard, or Houston Lake Road right here through Centerville. So if you're close to any of those spots, now is the time to be headed to your tornado safe place. And this is the rotation signature literally right at the exit of 247 and 75, so just north of Russell Parkway. If you're in Perry, you're okay. If you are as far south, I think, as Bon Air, you are okay. But the thinking is, right, this is Watson Boulevard right here. There's Galleria, here's Northside High School, Warner Robins, Houston Medical Center would be right here. And this is going to be moving right across that area here over the next little bit and potentially cause some issues here. So Carl Vinson Parkway, Collins Avenue, Davis Drive. Again, all of these spots, I need you in your tornado safe place. That is going to be the lowest level of whatever structure you're in, away from doors and windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And Alex Pry, I tell you what, this is your stomping ground. You can't give me any other landmarks here. This is going to be Watson Boulevard, headed up towards the base.
Yes, definitely. You've already touched on a main amount of them right there, but we are talking the Watson Boulevard area, more so towards the west. So we're talking Galleria Mall, things like Kohl's, shopping centers over that way, especially where Jim and Nick's, the new coffee place, all those areas have just opened up. We're looking more so at the western part of Watson Boulevard right there, but further down, really around where 41 kind of comes in contact with Watson Boulevard down there. So we're talking kind of the Publix shopping center, the CVS at that intersection, and continuing to move towards the east, kind of towards Osegian, just behind Watson Boulevard. I'm just trying to list off as many kind of landmarks as I can over on that side of town. But yes, very industrialized area, lots of restaurants, lots of businesses. That is definitely where we are seeing this signature of strong winds heading over that way. So just past 75 now, and we are looking at it moving into a relatively populated area in terms of industry, stores, restaurants, etc. So that is the general track that we are seeing of this right now. So like I said, western end of Watson Boulevard. The good news is I'm not seeing anything indicative of a confirmed tornado on the ground, but still this is a tornado warned storm. So definitely find your safe space. I know a lot of neighborhoods are over, go around that way. We're talking interior most rooms, hallways, where you can be guarded by the most interior walls that you can within your home, away from windows, and continue to hunker down in that space until we give you the all clear with that. Alex?
Yeah, and this obviously is going to be moving through Warner Robins here in the next little bit, but it's not going to stop there, right? This tornado warning goes until 4:30, so we want to give you the heads up. If you are in Jeffersonville, it is time to head to your tornado safe place. If you are in Nicholsville, I think you've got a few minutes, but we're watching it closely. Bullard, 3:55, Jeffersonville, 4:03. So yes, it's in Warner Robins, but you know, weather doesn't follow the roads, right? It's going to be in your area pretty quick, and that is the latest information there. So again, Warner Robins right now, tornado warning in place, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and that's where you need to be until we give you the all clear. If you are watching us on TV and your TV is close to, say, an outside wall, just turn the volume up and we'll give you the all clear, and you'll be able to hear us there. But still in Macon right now, I want to emphasize Rutland, Macon, Lizella, or not Lizella, over towards Dry Branch. A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. You are not included in this tornado warning. This is going to be just Houston County and then into Twiggs County. And I also want to point out, you know, we keep saying Houston County, and that is where the storm is, but where it's not is Perry, Bon Air, Henderson, right? The storms haven't even arrived down there. This is literally right along Watson Boulevard, Houston Lake Road, and over towards Gunn Road right now. And it is moving right toward Robins Air Force Base, right? The base is right here, and the area of rotation we're watching is right there. So just north of Watson Boulevard and moving towards 129, about to cross the Ocmulgee River. That's the county line here between Houston County and Twiggs County. So yeah, north of Watson Boulevard, it looks like right now. Let's see if we can get any more. And Alex, it does look weaker. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit.
Yeah, you can definitely still see a little bit of a notch in the what they were thinking is rotation, but not seeing any confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground with it, but definitely moving further down to the east of Watson Boulevard now as well.
What Alex is talking about here is you see how the red kind of bends in like that, and that kind of matched up with where that velocity signature is. The good thing about the location that it's in is that the radar is right there in Jeffersonville, so we're getting a really good site of the storm, and that's where we're seeing it right now, just north of Warner Robins. So I think the key here right now is if you are watching us from Robins Air Force Base, all right, I need you to go to your tornado safe place. This is moving in just as we speak. There's a new radar scan there, Alex, and it looks like that notch is still there. Let's see if we can get the velocity signature here. Looks like the velocity is trailing behind just a little bit, but that would be the notch right there. Let's check in on any kind of debris that we would see in a situation like this. And the good news is we're not seeing anything stand out. What you would see if we were seeing potential lofted debris is a ball, about the size like that. Over northern parts of Warner Robins with blues and whites in it, and we're not seeing that, which is good news. So this is not a confirmed tornado warning, but it's still, the rotation's still tight enough. Steve's saying he's seeing a small TDS. It was at 349 Centerville. Oh, he might be talking about this right here. It might be really small. It might be that right there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at too.
So that would be just north of Watson Boulevard to the northeast of Galleria. That would be, so if a tornado had touched down, that would have been right along Carl Vinson Parkway, because what happens is, say, the tornado touches down, it picks up some debris, and then it scans it, just a little beyond where that happens. So,
yeah, continuing to trek, definitely past on the northern side of Watson Boulevard now, but areas like Carl Vinson Parkway, Alberta Road, continuing to trek kind of towards the east-northeast, so areas like Northside High School, Green Street are now in the vicinity of that as it continues to move through the northern portion of Houston County, and then getting over to areas like North Houston Road, kind of Northside Middle area. We're talking new Warner Robins Rec Department area, and then eventually after that it continues to move that way. We're talking 247 near Robins Air Force Base right there. You can't really see much. I'm really trying to localize a lot of the local landmarks there, but really getting closer and closer to 247 in the western edge of the base, and kind of on that city center area. So not necessarily commercial circle. It looks like it's going to go to the north of that, but definitely going into neighborhoods and such that are on the north side of Watson Boulevard.
right. And it looks like they just updated the tornado warning. Let's see what they did here. This is now a confirmed tornado.
All right.
All right, so the National Weather Service has confirmed the tornado. So this tornado warning now continues for Houston County, towards Twiggs County and Wilkinson County. If you are in Jeffersonville, you're going to be next in line over the next 15 minutes or so. That's obviously where the radar is. But we do now have, from the National Weather Service, a confirmed tornado. And Alex, just looking at the structure of the storm here on the reflectivity, watch, you got this S. Kind of like that, and that's kind of one of your most indicative signs that you can get whenever you end up in a situation like this. So if you are in Twiggs County now, you are next in line. So if you are in obviously Jeffersonville, but even sooner, Bullard, Marion, right along US 23, right? So we'll say from the Segota Road exit down, so from Segota Road on US 23 down through Bullard, now is the time to be headed to your tornado safe place, because if we do have something, it is coming across the base right now, and it is coming across the Ocmulgee River as we speak. So let's get some more roads in here. First, let's check out the velocity, and so that's going to be literally right over Robins Air Force Base.
Yes.
And moving toward New Bullard Road, Alton V. White Boulevard, Friendship Church Road. We've got Huston Road, Gold Road, County Road 82, Wedlow Woods Road. If you are hearing any roads that are close by to you, you need to be headed to your tornado safe place right now. This is a confirmed tornado warning moving into Wilkinson County and into the Bullard area. And just a quick note for everybody in our newsroom. So we're saying confirmed tornado. Where we think damage would be north of Watson Boulevard, north of Houston Medical Center. I believe Carl Vinson Parkway, so along Carl Vinson Parkway, and that general area just north of Watson Boulevard. That's where the National Weather Service was able to pick up on or the radar rather, a debris signature there. The good news is, what we did see, that they were able to confirm
that western half of the warning, so Centerville, Galleria, out of that tornado warning now.
Right. And Alex, actually looking back at this now, this might have been the start of the TDS right here. So this was at 346. It's now 354. So if we're looking for damage, that would be right along Watson Boulevard. That would be right where that new Jim and Nick's is, where the 7 Brew is, over towards Target. Target's like right here, just south of the Galleria. It would have gone
right at the intersection of 41 and Watson.
Right. It would have gone right over the Galleria and is now in Wilkinson County. Or excuse me, Twiggs County. So the good news is, I think just looking at this, looking at the radar and where the velocity stands now, in terms of a tornado threat, I think that is coming to an end in Houston County. It is the tornado threat has moved over the Ocmulgee River. So while it's still storming outside, if you are in Houston County, specifically at Warner Robins, where we were talking about, I think your tornado threat has come to an end and is now escalating in places like Bullard and Jeffersonville. The dinging you're hearing is a new severe thunderstorm warning. Alex, you've got that.
Yeah, I'll pull that up.
Yeah. You want to pull it up over there real quick? I'll read it and see what we're dealing with.
Yes, so right now, new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Baldwin, Hancock, Washington, and Wilkinson counties. This is to the north of that tornado-warned storm and that confirmed tornado that we did see in Houston County. So areas like Coopers, Milledgeville, getting over into Linton, Deep Step, in southern Hancock and western Washington counties right there. As you can see, some heavy rain associated with this. Maybe not as much lightning right there. And I will pull up the velocity real quick just to see if we're seeing any notches with that.
Yeah, Alex, they put the tornado possible tag on this warning.
All right, so yeah, same thing that we kind of just saw with the storm that originated in Peach County, I think to the east of Powersville, and then trekked into the northern portion of Houston County. They put the tornado possible tag on it, and then we did eventually have a confirmed tornado warning. So we're going to keep a close eye on that as we continue to get updates on that. Yeah,
so let's bring this back down to this is going to be Twiggs County now. I think, as I was saying earlier, if you are in Houston County, if you're in Warner Robins, we have this tornado warning still technically active for you, but I'm going to give the all clear from a tornado threat, right? The storm is not over, but a tornado threat, all clear from Warner Robins. Let's flip this back over to the velocity real quick, and I'll show you where we're watching for this tornado threat now. It's going to be this area right here, so near Bullard, moving towards Interstate 16. So this is going to cross, this threat is going to cross Interstate 16 very close to Field Road, where that bridge is. And I think, at least for the time being, it does look like it's weakening, but for the time being, just north of the Marion area. But if you are still in Jeffersonville, just because we're seeing this downward trend at the moment does not mean we're given the all clear anywhere out here, because this type of environment, it's very easy to get another uptick in a situation like this. But we have not seen as well another dropout of the correlation coefficient, which is a good sign as well. So at one point, this tornado had been on the ground back into Warner Robins, somewhere near Watson Boulevard, Carl Vinson Parkway, in that area. And it does not look like it is on the ground at the moment, but still the threat of rotation is still there. And that's why this tornado warning continues now for Twiggs County from the Jeffersonville area, right, down to Danville. So the rest of Interstate 16 from Segota Road down to the Bleckley County line included within this tornado warning, and then also into Wilkinson County now. So the part of Wilkinson County, it's a big area, right? We're not talking about Gordon or Irwinton. It looks like they're updating this and they've taken off the confirm tag, all right? So that's good news, just as I was describing, that it doesn't look like we have a tornado on the ground at the moment. But again, the part of Wilkinson County we're talking about is from Irwinton down to Nicholsville over to Danville. This is where it's going to be headed in the next 20 minutes or so. But if you are in Jeffersonville, I need you in your tornado safe place right now. That's going to be lowest floor, away from doors and windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. I think I've got actually, let's see if I have it loaded in here. Yeah, here are some tips for you in terms of where to go. This is going to be inside, lowest floor of a sturdy structure, away from doors as windows, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And that's going to be here for Twiggs County into Wilkinson County. And that's going to continue until 4:15 or 4:30.
The tornado warning?
Yes.
4:30. Yes.
4:30. Okay. So again, we're going to slowly trim that back and then watch that as it moves through. But as of now, again, we're giving the all clear to Houston County in terms of a tornado threat. So if you are in northern Houston County and you went to shelter, you went to the lowest floor, it's okay to come out of that area now. The storm is continuing outside, but the tornado threat has come to an end, and that is now moving into Twiggs County and crossing Interstate 16 as we speak. So this is going to be, again, this just does not look like how it did, which again is good news, right? We don't want a tornado to be on the ground, but it does not look as strong as it did earlier. If we were seeing anything, it would be in that area right in there. Let me flip this over to the base velocity and see if that looks any different. Yeah, not really. Sometimes with the storm relative velocity, if the storm motion isn't exactly correct, the velocities might not show up the exact way it is actually happening outside. But I'm seeing this very broad and certainly not like what it was in Houston, Alex.
Yeah, definitely not.
So
it's getting closer and closer to the radar, though. So it's
right. Yeah, and that's the other thing. With the radar right here in Jeffersonville, we've got a front row seat to this. So we're not looking at anything that's really high up in the atmosphere. We are looking right at it. It's like watching a movie in a movie theater, right? That's at least the benefit of the location at the time being with its proximity to the radar. So that is worth noting. But still, nonetheless, some very strong winds in this, right? This bright green color here, that's going to be the leading edge of some really strong winds. And we're going to continue to watch that. Because, this is Georgia after all, right? Our ground is saturated. We have picked up a ton of rain since the start of the year, and it's not going to take a lot to knock over some trees. Now, luckily, at least at the time being, this area where the wind is over the Ocmulgee River and where the preserve is. So you're not looking at a ton of areas impacted by that here at the exact moment. And I tell you what, I'm actually curious about something now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know if maybe Alex, who I believe is in the booth, could we pull up the power map and see if there are power outages in Warner Robins? Because if we saw something that would have impacted. Okay, yeah, so they're going to work on that, and we're going to see if we can pull that up. This just dawned on me in the moment. Obviously, if power lines were involved, that's going to show up there on the power map. So let's see what else we got here. Taking in a lot of information at once. All right, so continues tornado warning. That was 3. Okay, so that's when they dropped the confirmed tag. Issues. Okay. All right, so we are, good news, Amanda, our producer, confirming that there's not many outages there in Warner Robins. Also, yeah, okay. So that's good to know in that area. So, at least that's a point of some good news at the moment. So again, Twiggs County needs you in your tornado safe place. This is moving into Jeffersonville, over towards Wilkinson County. Technically, this tornado warning goes until 4:30. It's 4:02, but if this continues on its trend, it just does not look like it did. Actually, a note now that there are power outages on the Flint EMC side, but not on Georgia Power. Amanda, can we see if we can pull up the Flint EMC map potentially? Because if that's the case, we'll want to show that. We're going to work on that and see if we can get that up. So again, Jeffersonville, Nicholsville, technically a ways out, but this is where that tornado threat would exist. Again, that warning still continues back into Warner Robins, but we're giving the all clear for Houston County from a tornado threat. It's going to be Twiggs County and into Wilkinson County. I tell you what, Alex, do you want to drill it down in and see if we can get some roads as this, there's something there, it would be crossing Interstate 16 right now.
Yes, absolutely. So around Interstate 16, so we're looking at the Marion area down in Twiggs County. Let's try to take it a little more local. So the Bullard Road area, that obviously a major road right off of Interstate 16. We're talking about Marion Ripley Road down there, Noah Thomas Road, and continuing to trek to the east further and further towards downtown Jeffersonville. So Sawledge Drive, Glover Road, and really just straight along Bullard Road is what we are looking at the general direction of this. So if you live off Bullard Road and anywhere further to the western end of downtown Jeffersonville or anywhere around Jeffersonville, once again, be in your tornado safe space. You will want to get to an interior-most room guarded by the most interior walls that you can get away from windows and ride this out until we give you the all clear with that.
Yeah, Alex, I want to take you now to that power outage map from Flint EMC. So let's zoom down into Warner Robins here, and it looks like that outage is going to be right along Watson Boulevard. So 1.2 thousand customers, that little symbol is right over 41 in Watson Boulevard. I don't know, Amanda, is this the producer computer? Can we zoom that in down into Warner Robins? Yeah, there we go. Maybe a little more over towards Centerville. Let's see, let's go over to the right a little bit. Yeah, see 75 and Watson Boulevard. So that is where we had that tornado debris signature. So those power outages are going to be between Galleria and 41. So right where Publix is, over towards where that new Jim and Nick's is, that is where we had the debris signature and where we're seeing the power outages now. Also down 41 towards Bateman Road, Terry Street, over towards, this is going to be Tommy Stonlicker Drive included in that, but it stops right at the Galleria. So it looks like we might have had a brief touchdown somewhere in the vicinity of US 41 and Watson Boulevard.
And then it looks like it extends further down to the south of 41, kind of getting closer and closer to Russell Parkway. So we're talking areas where Flint Energies is really building that big manufacturing plant off of Highway 41, and yeah, just to the northeast of Buc-ee's, if you will. So go up I-75 a little bit. We're talking to the east of that area.
Right. Now it is some, if we're looking for the good news in this, it's that it doesn't go beyond that point, right? So we're not looking at widespread power outages, over towards Carl Vinson or up towards, Houston Lake Road or anything like that, at least for the time being. So we'll give that some time to update. I'll tell you what, let's hop back over to the radar real quick, because we do still have this tornado warning continuing. This is going to be for Twiggs County here, moving into the Jeffersonville area. They've just updated this, and they have removed Houston officially. So we've been given the all clear from Houston. Now Houston County is officially out of the warning. So Lawrence, Twiggs, and Wilkinson for the next little bit. The most imminent threat is going to be in the Jeffersonville area, moving into Wilkinson County as we speak. Even though Lawrence County is included in this, this is not moving towards Dudley or Dublin. If Lawrence County does end up seeing this, it would be the northern parts of the county. But again, the trend here over the past little bit has been that it has been weakening, and we check out any kind of debris, and we're not seeing anything like that. This would be just past Interstate 16 now. So if there was a tornado on the ground, there would be plenty of leaves and trees and things for it to make debris, and we're not seeing that on the radar, which is some good news this morning as it's moving into the Jeffersonville area. Still, a ton of lightning, and I mean a ton, from Twiggs County through Houston. It is still pouring in Peach County, getting a pretty good storm down in Perry, and all of this moving towards the east now. Let's see if we can get the latest. Alex, do you know the speed on this tornado warning? Let's see if we can draw a new track.
Yes, it is moving east at 60 miles an hour.
East at 60. So let's draw it about like that. And again, the cities you're going to see pop up here are not necessarily all in the warning. In fact, most of them are not. But this is going to be the area where this rotation, right, is moving towards. So District Path about 406, Danville about 414, Tucker's Crossroad 433, Wrightsville 440, right? So Wrightsville way out in Johnson County, and this is in Twiggs County at the moment, but that just shows you how fast it's moving. So here we are at 4:07 in the morning, and we're talking about it moving through Kite over on the east side of Johnson County at 4:55. So within the hour, it's going to be moving towards Emmanuel County. But obviously that tornado warning cuts off at 4:30, right where that red line is right there, just past Nicholsville. So some good news there.
And also the severe thunderstorm warning that's associated with the tornado warning further back to the west, that is going to expire. The National Weather Service did just tell us that. So 4:15 a.m., that yellow box will go away, and we will start just solely worrying about this red tornado warning box that you do see. So once again, not seeing the indication of confirmed tornado on the ground anymore, which is good news, and not seeing any indication of flying debris on our correlation coefficient. So that is also good news, but still continuing to monitor this throughout the duration of the warning until 4:30 in the morning, and really moving through the eastern portion of Twiggs County now into southern Wilkinson, and then the northwest edge of Lawrence County as well.
Yeah, and Alex, we also still have this severe thunderstorm warning until 4:45. That includes parts of Baldwin County into southern Hancock and Washington County. When the National Weather Service had issued this severe thunderstorm warning, they had put the tornado possible tag on it. And some good news, at least in the time being, is that we are not seeing anything that's too tight at the moment, but we are watching one little area just south of Milledgeville, just a little notch there in the velocity field. In fact, let me look at that compared to the radar. Yeah, that's not anything. So it's some good news. We're not seeing anything. I'm saying that based on the location of where it is in the storm structure, but we're not seeing anything that is rotating in this general area as we speak. So there is, Hancock County, Washington County. Still have a pretty good storm moving into Sandersville right now with a ton of lightning, but still not looking at anything too imminent there, even though this warning goes until about 4:45. But as we were saying earlier, let's just kind of zoom out and look at what's going on. The storms start in really Milledgeville, right? And they go all the way down to Cuthbert. And they go actually past that, but that's just where we're looking at in the moment. So while we have this tornado warning and the storm that might have dropped a tornado over Warner Robins, the storm's just getting started in Perry. If you're in Unadilla, you're just now beginning to hear the thunder. So we're going to be watching this whole line down to the south as it moves through Cochrane, Eastman, Dublin, Soperton, and eventually over towards the Wrightsville area here in the next little bit. But of course, our focus for the time being going to be that tornado warning that is in Twiggs, Wilkinson, and Lawrence County.
And also, if I could briefly just mention, I want to kind of show some of the areas that have been put off the tornado watch. So we are giving them the all clear from severe weather. Still the possibility of hearing a rumble of thunder to a very light thunderstorm, if you will. But you can see areas further up to the northwest that we're talking about, these areas that were set to expire at 4 a.m. and now it is 4 a.m. and they have expired. So we're talking Taylor, Crawford, Bibb, Jones, Putnam, and then Jasper, Monroe, Upson, and Lamar counties. All of you have already seen what you were going to see with the severe weather event and are in the all clear, but we still have all these areas in the pink and the red that we are going to continue to monitor, as it does have a general tilt of it moving northwest to southeast. That's the general track that we have been showing you on Future View, so we'll continue to update you as counties get trimmed off that tornado watch as well.
Yeah, Alex, and some good news from the National Weather Service. So they're waiting for the possible rotation to clear the radar site, and then they're talking about dropping the warning. Which I think is a good idea. We haven't seen anything too tight since whatever this was came across the Ocmulgee River, so that's some welcome news. And obviously the heaviest part of the storm, kind of in this general area, we're looking at the wind map right now, but if I flip this over to the velocity or the reflectivity here, right, you got Jeffersonville, Danville, where this warning is, and we're not looking at anything imminent in the moment. Technically, the warning still stands, but we want to see what this rotation looks like just on the other side of that of the radar site there in Jeffersonville, and then it looks like they're going to make a decision there. So here's the thing. If you are in Warner Robins right now, we had the possibility of a tornado touchdown earlier near Watson Boulevard and 41. It's still not a good idea to be going outside. We are still getting lightning strikes over Warner Robins as we speak. And you don't want to be outside while there's lightning, right? It's just something you don't want to do. But for the next little while, that this warning going to continue. And as Alex was saying, the severe thunderstorm warning is about to drop off the screen, which is some welcome news there. I have a feeling that they would replace this with a severe thunderstorm warning if they do drop that tornado warning there, because still the winds are strong in this. Is that what that is? That would be funny if it was. It looks like they updated this severe thunderstorm warning up in Hancock County.
Yeah.
That's what that was. So if you're watching from way up there in Hancock County, just north of Sparta, right, we had this warning clip you earlier, and they've basically just extended that now, including Warren County. That's moving, generally speaking, more so towards the Augusta area. Alex, I'm also noticing they've trimmed back this Baldwin County warning in Hancock and Washington counties, which is some welcome news, as all of this continues to move off to the east. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay, so the first beep was the updating of this warning. This beep here is the Hancock County warning. That's what that is.
I'm seeing more warnings to the north and northeast of us right now, but not really having an influence here in central Georgia. We're really trying to turn our focus further down. Obviously, there's still tornado warning that we're trying to figure out. It's moving directly over our Jeffersonville radar, so kind of hitting a little bit of a dead spot, if you will, in terms of not getting any readings directly on top of our radar, but we're going to continue to monitor that as it treks into southern Wilkinson County, and then kind of shifting our focus further down to the southwest, where you see this line of lightning all over down in Macon County, and continuing to trek further to the east and east and southeast rather, into southern Houston County, Dooley County, areas like that in the middle portion of central Georgia.
And Alex, as we were just talking about earlier, we were looking at the tornado watch. So we had a tornado watch initially that went until 4 a.m. that has been allowed to expire. Watch 83, which is what you see here, this red shaded area, continues until 8 a.m. But what you're going to notice is, right, the storm's moving through most of Houston County right now. Your tornado watch is not actually going to go until 8 a.m. It's going to be canceled before that. I think you're going to see this trimmed back as these line of storms move through. But if you are in Putnam County, Jones, Jasper, Monroe, Crawford, Taylor, Upson, you got woken up by the thunder about 45 minutes ago, you're in the all clear. You've been removed from the tornado watch, but it does continue for places like Washington County, Lawrence, Bleckley, Pulaski, Dodge, down towards Wilcox County and over towards Wheeler County. Montgomery County's here for the next little while. Crisp County, Dooley County included in this. So at least as we're seeing the line go through, right, we're able to give some all clears, which is always a welcome thing to do. If you're looking at the radar, you can just draw an all clear line from Sparta through Milledgeville, Macon, and down towards really the Taylor-Macon County lines, not so much Montezuma just yet, but Taylor County all clear, Crawford County, and by all clear I mean you're done with storms for the day, which is good news as well. But so 4:15, we technically have about 15 minutes is it 4:30? I keep forgetting the time. 4:30, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, I have 15 minutes left on this warning, but I have a feeling we're going to see this drop off and be replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning for the next little while.
And that severe thunderstorm warning, also coupled with that warning, is definitely going to go off here in about a minute or so. They said it was going to expire. There it goes.
Yep. All right, so we're left with just the tornado warning, which technically has 15 minutes left on it, but we're waiting to see what they do with it. Let's check out the velocity. There's nothing tight, right? Like there's a couple interactions in there, but nothing tight, which is some good news. And if we look at the potential debris and we pull this back, all right, there's what we saw in Warner Robins. And then nothing really picked up in Twiggs County after that. So I don't think we've had a tornado on the ground since Warner Robins. And that's now lifting up into Wilkinson County. So in Twiggs right now, lifting into Wilkinson, but nothing that's jumping out at me on this map at least, which is, again, good news.
Yeah, just along Highway 96 moving into southern Wilkinson County.
Right. So beginning to dry out now in Macon. Rain's almost over. Lightning's moving on. So that's another piece of good news for the time being. So here's the thing: if we see this change, we saw this severe thunderstorm warning that's going to expire up to the north. That's Hancock County into Washington County. I think you're going to see a replacement here, but it's still storming down in Perry. I tell you what, let's see if we can pop up the Perry Skycam, because we were watching lightning off in the distance earlier, and now what we're seeing is the storm right over Perry.
I got it right here. So this is facing generally north, kind of westward is what we have a view of. So as you can see, very, very strong winds blowing the camera around, frequent lightning, just like we saw up here in Macon about 20 minutes ago or so. Every couple seconds, a lot of lightning is associated with this, and it looks like still seeing the strongest effects of this storm as it does move across the Georgia National Fairgrounds. So that we're talking more so it's into the southern portions of Houston County along I-75. Still seeing strong thunderstorms, not necessarily severe warned or any tornado warned storms, but you can still see that these strong thunderstorms are packing a punch regardless of their severe criteria.
Yeah, and Alex, the other interesting thing that we were watching in Perry earlier is we have flags over here towards the interstate, but we also have some here. And what I've noticed is the direction of the wind has shifted. Right, the front is coming through. And we're beginning to see that with the storms moving through, with the wind now coming in out of the west and blowing the storms in. So that's always something interesting to watch.
And I do have something good to report. That tornado warning is gone now. So the National Weather Service has canceled the rest of that tornado warning, stretching into Twiggs County, into Wilkinson County, northern Lawrence County. So that is good news right there. There definitely looks to be a lot of disorganization with this now. As you can see, lightning really falling apart around Jeffersonville and such. So that is good news for those areas, but also continuing to monitor strong storms nonetheless, even if they aren't warned. Gusty winds, frequent lightning, heavy downpours, the possibility of hail still existing as well. So regardless, still not out of the woods yet in terms of the bad weather, but out of the severe weather, that is good news that the tornado warning has been set to expire here about 10 minutes earlier.
Right, so no more tornado warning. So if you are in Twiggs County, if you are in Wilkinson County, where you were in your tornado safe place, you can come out of there now. But we are still watching the threat for storms, right? We're not given the all clear. We're just canceling the tornado warning, which means there's not an imminent threat of a tornado. We do still have, just barely, a severe thunderstorm warning up in Washington and Hancock counties and Baldwin County as well. I expect you're going to see that drop off here in just a little bit. And if that's the case, what we're going to do is be warning free for the next little while, which is good news there here in central Georgia. So if that's the case, then we would sign off here. But so we're going to see if we can drop that real quick. And in fact, let me ask about that. Alex, you want to see what's going on up there while I check in with this warning?
Yes, so this severe thunderstorm warning here? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Baldwin, Hancock, and Washington. I'm going to check the chat. Let's see if they have issued any statements necessarily about this. I'm seeing canceled, severe thunderstorm warning. This looks to still be Hancock, Tolliver, Warren. So no, that's further up to the north. We're talking Hancock, Washington, Milledgeville. Yeah,
Right.
I'm definitely seeing the disorganization with this. When I put on the winds, not seeing any indication of notching or rotation whatsoever. So probably continuing to monitor this as it does move through. But
Right.
in this polygon, I mean, a lot of disorganization, not even heavy rain per se.
Yeah, the storm's moved out. Like it's past Sanders, past Deep Step, north of Sandersville now. So I expect we're going to see that drop off. In which case, we will be warning free, and it's good news, right? We don't want warnings, but we are still looking at a lot of lightning down into the Perry area. That's going to be moving into Cochran, Wilkinson County, over towards Washington County, and still even in Macon County right here for the next little while. So we're going to see what we can do there. But I tell you what, so here in Macon, Warner Robins, things coming to an end. We're beginning to see the tornado watch trim back. So what we're going to do now is return you back to the CBS programming, and we are going to rejoin you here for 13 WMAZ morning coming up at 5 a.m. Of course, if anything happens, and just as it did, as I was saying that, there's something happening. So hold that thought. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This replaces the tornado warning. This is going to be for Wilkinson County, southern Washington, Johnson, and into Lawrence County. Jinxed it, didn't I?
Yep, you did.
So Johnson, Lawrence, Washington, Wilkinson, and that's going to carry us until 5 o'clock. Let's see if we can check the details on this. It's going to be no tornado possible tag on that, which is good. Winds 60, moving east at 50. So let's draw a track on this real quick. To answer your question, Justin, yes, we are. So Nicholsville, 422, Tucker's Crossroad, 438, Wrightsville, 448, Bartow, 501, Wadley, 506, Midville, 520. Of course, that is outside of the warning polygon here because this only goes for the next 40 minutes. But that is where things stand, at least at the moment. So that's a new severe thunderstorm warning here until 5 a.m. Okay, as I was saying, we don't have any more tornado warning active in central Georgia. So what we're going to do is sign off of 13 WMAZ. We are going to continue on our stream. So we're going to, just a note for our production staff here, we're going to continue out of the control room on our stream until 5 o'clock. And of course, if another tornado warning is issued, we'll jump back on the air here and let you know. But for the time being, we're going to send you back to regularly scheduled programming on CBS. And if anything changes, we'll be right back here on 13 WMAZ with the updates.
Closes its doors after 67 years.